Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to number 2 of Michael Misbin, his reboot. I think I'm going to go with that title. I'm sure by the first one I wasn't sure at the very end, but now I believe I'm going to go Michael Misbin, his reboot. Because we really need a reboot on The Miz. I love The Miz. When he was a heel, he was a heel. He was a top heel from 2012 until maybe about, 2011 to 2013. He was one of the best heels they had. And then they threw that out the window. He managed to help make Daniel Bryan. He managed to a certain extent, before they dropped him, Alex Riley. He made the WWE Championship relevant when he got his hands on it. Now, it's debatable. People are going to say, well, The Miz has never made the title that great. No, but he did make it relevant to a certain extent. It was a refreshing moment. And instead of seeing John Cena have it, The Miz got it. So this is how it's going to go. In the first episode, you saw that The Miz went to Michael Misbin. He got the mohawk back. He went to wearing his original clothes he wore back in 2009, 10, and maybe somewhere around early 2011 before he switched. And he does his matches a lot like he did when he was Michael Misbin, before he really went all the way with The Miz. I know by 8 or 9 he was using The Miz name. I know that. But I'm choosing to use his name here because I want people to understand that he's not recognizing himself as The Miz, because for the simple fact, he says in a promo in the ring, wearing his old clothes, he clearly said, I have gone away from being who I once was. This stupid artisan actor crap is not me. I am Michael Misbin. I am totally different from everyone else, and I'm going to be different from everybody else. And he acts like he does. He doesn't do a lot of matches at first. He wants people to see the original Miz, the original Michael Misbin, who liked to do talking segments in the back, who like to try and piss people off, not by doing Miz TV. Miz TV is gone. He's taken it out. He comes up to people and just says, what are you doing? How can you make this great? And he just sticks mics in their faces to piss them off. He then eventually goes into the ring, and by the time they get in the ring and he's pissed them off, they're off their game. And he out-wrestles them. This is the way I would book The Miz. He would piss people off by getting in their face with mics, by acting ridiculously silly, and then he would out-wrestle them in the ring. This is still The Miz. He knows how to wrestle. He knows... Oh, sorry. I'm still in pain. I'm still in pain, sorry. But you get my point. Now, the person that would be his major feud would be someone you would not expect. The person I would choose for him to have a feud would be simply someone you wouldn't expect The Miz to be stupid enough to go up against. And that is Shawn Michaels. Now, I know Shawn Michaels is retired at this moment, and he's still going to be retired, except under this situation that Shawn Michaels would be back visiting Triple H as he always does. And The Miz would get on his nerves. And he's basically saying, look, I had a better stint in the WWE than you ever did. And you rebooting back to this old, tired way is stupid. And when it comes down to it, he's going like, really? At least I ain't cross-eyed. And he pissed him off. And this is how the feud would get if I even able to cross-eye my eyes. I think I'm going to look funny in this video when I look at myself. But you get my point. He's doing whatever he can to piss people off to get attention. That is how The Miz used to be. He would piss people off. He would do something ludicrous to get attention from the crowd and get attention from the wrestlers. And this is how he gets started. Now, it's obvious that Shawn Michaels is in no real condition to be in the ring anymore. He may be still physical, but really, he will not be in good shape when he gets into the ring. And The Miz isn't just going to beat him. No. The Miz is going to have a match with him at SummerSlam. I'm saying this in a short term. I know he comes back around January, But I'm going to go to SummerSlam to give him some time to build into this situation. And just before the month of SummerSlam, he deals with Shawn Michaels and they have their match. I would build it longer than that, but I don't believe it's necessary in this respect. Because Shawn is not a wrestler anymore. So when he gets into the ring with The Miz does out-wrestle him, but then The Miz realizes at a certain extent, why am I in the ring with this old has-been? And he jumps out the ring, and he just stands there, and he lets Shawn have the win. And the next night on Raw, he gets 1 hour main event. Usually I book the person to have the opening of the show. Miz is not going to need it there. I really feel like the 1 hour main event would actually be very good for him. In this respect, that it's not Triple H who asked him about what he did. And it's not Michael Cole. It's actually Daniel Bryan, a former protege of The Miz. And he calls him into the ring and says, Miz, come in here. And he calls him in and says, Miz, look, me and you don't see eye to eye. Okay? But I do respect what you've done with the years of work you've done. So I'm wondering, Shawn Michaels is the guy who trained me. So what was the point of having a match and then jumping out of the ring and then simply letting the count out? Why? And The Miz says this. He says simply, I did what I needed to do. I proved that I can get into the ring and take on anybody and beat them. And through most of that match, I was beating him. But then I realized something. I realized that, why am I going with a has-been when I could have somebody better? So I jumped out of the ring and let him have the damn win because he's an old fogey. Then he walks over to the commentary table and he looks at JBL. Now I know this is going like, what? I'm doing this for a difference. The Miz, Michael Misbin, needs a difference. So he will be dealing next with JBL. He goes to JBL and says, how about you and me have some fun, old man? Now JBL doesn't go in the ring anymore. He doesn't. He's still physically in good shape, but he doesn't go in the ring. But he now challenges JBL at Battleground. And I'm going to stop right there so you can hear the third and final installment of The Miz, Michael Misbin reboot. You guys tell me how you feel so far about this. I know it's not a very strong build. I'm not doing a strong build for The Miz to go after a title. I'm trying to give him relevance. So you guys have a good day and have a good night. Look for the third one. Peace.